you've seen investing in cash flow from both sides. You've been doing the land thing. It's worked well, but you also play in the residential, or not residential, maybe commercial, multifamily, residential real estate investing game. What do you see as the differences? Because we have a lot of people that invest in homes. I invest in homes. It's one of the most common things out there. But what are your I know you might be biased on one side, but I'd love to get your perspective on how to compare these two.
Yeah, I was a house flipping junkie for a little while there, and I'll tell you why. I was feeding my ego, because it was really cool to go in and take this dirty, nasty cat pee house and turn it into something that someone would want to live in. Well, with that, like that comes with contractors and people stealing from you and breaking in and just all kinds of riffraff. So we flipped, I think I flipped probably 40 houses. But also I have rentals too, because here's the thing about land. There's no tax benefits to it, but you have a house, like you get to do what's called, you get to depreciate that house and really save a ton of money on your taxes. Why does the government do that? The IRS wrote those rules for you to benefit because you're providing housing, because the government already tried to do government housing and that failed miserably. Like go to Michigan and you'll see. Sorry, Michigan. I'm not trying to bash on them. But so they give you tax benefits for that. You can do like things called cost segregation and virtually pay no money in taxes. So I'll take this land income and I'll call my CPA about, I don't know, early September, say, hey, what's the taxes looking like this year? And if he says $50,000 or $100,000, we'll just go and do down payments on a building. Sometimes we syndicate a 19-unit apartment complex, or we bought a lake house right before COVID. And I had this grand idea. I'm going to do this lake. I'm going to do an Airbnb. And I was like, I am the smartest person in the world. I bought this lake house. We took 60 grand and we booked it out for 3 months. And then I fly back to Colorado in March when we heard about this thing called COVID-19, and all those people canceled. The house sat vacant for almost a year, but now it's cool. We enjoy it now, and it's actually making money. But that helped us with taxes. So there's a lot of upkeep though with Airbnb. I've had 3 of them. We still have 1 left, but that's a whole nother ball of wax when it comes to management. That 19-unit apartment complex, that was a D minus when we bought it. It's getting closer to like a B by this point, but that was the hardest thing I've ever done. We've been renovating this thing for 3 years. When you get in commercial, you have to have like architects and engineers. And we went in like guns a-blazing, like we're flipping a house. That doesn't work when you're in commercial. So we rebuilt the foundation and then had to wait like 8 months for the architect and the engineer. Oh my gosh, what a pile of money. We're finally getting that halfway stabilized. But that seller, anybody that had $600 and could sign their name on a lease, he got them in there to pad the numbers. But yeah, it's just interesting. We've bought houses where dogs were eating. There's the owner, and they were, passed away for a while. So houses are just dirty, and the sellers are emotional, and land is just so much cleaner. And on the sell side, tenants are very, I love tenants. They need a lot of things. Mm-hmm. They're like my 3-year-old kids sometimes. But land buyers, they only call you when they want to make an extra payment, or they want to buy more land, or I don't know, or they need to change their bank account.
Man, I definitely hear like the management aspect of homes versus land, like the management of land. It's not there, but I love that you bring up that homes can do the tax benefit thing, Yeah. That's a huge piece. But I just recently had this conversation, Brent, with somebody that was saying, hey, I'm thinking about getting into homes, or, I've also thought about getting into like a 20 plus unit apartment complex. And I said, there's interesting aspect of real estate investing, whether it's homes or a larger complex, where these investments are make or break on the management. I mean, you can have a C property that has an A plus manager and you can look like a genius, but you can have an A plus property managed at a C plus level and it is going to drain you. And the crazy thing is, if you get into the more commercial style investments, your valuation is based on your management, your NOI, your net operating income. And if your expenses are high and your income's down because there's vacancies, all of a sudden you bought something for $1 million and it's worth 800,000 pretty quickly if it's not managed correctly, you know? And
Yeah.
so that was a recent conversation. And I hear that when you talk land versus homes or other investments, you got to consider this management thing.
I'll tell you, I did partner with an A-plus property manager. His name is Colin Smith. He owns Solid Rock Realty out in Colorado Springs. One of the smartest dudes I've ever met, and he's a majority owner on it, but he manages it as well. And if it wasn't for him, we probably would have crashed and burned on this 19plex because I fizzled out. I lost interest.
Yeah.
I'm like kind of like in and out type guy, and he's just very slow and consistent. I shouldn't say not because he's slow, but he's consistent and steady, and he'll keep chiseling away.
Man,
so partner with good people.
That's huge, and partner with managers. If and that's the thing with people getting into this. The land aspect doesn't have that piece, which is really something to noodle on.